Hi, this is Christina, and I wanted to just talk about something that I realized recently during the last couple of days, this point that I've been seeing within myself, and the understanding that has come from it is humans, individually, who we are as our being, as our nature, is of self-interest. And self-interest in terms of always looking in everything that we do, ways that we can take things from other people to feed our self-definition of who we are as our ego. So what I saw in the last couple of days was in relationships, whether it be family, coworkers, friendships, whatever kind of relationship that we have, who we are within that and how we interact is always coming from a point of self-interest. So my experience was I saw myself going to this point of inferiority where I felt and experienced myself as inferior to another being. And because of this, I was thinking that I was abusing myself within this. Like, my experience with inferiority has always been, it's an abusive way to be towards myself, which it is, but what was actually behind this inferiority was self-interest. Like, that was the starting point of why I was going into inferiority, because I was saying that I don't have this thing, this feeling, this experience, this validation. I need you to give this to me. And so I was using another to fulfill my own self-interest as a way to make myself feel something, or to experience something, or to believe something even. And what's fascinating about this point of self-interest and realizing, like, that is who we are, that is our human nature, self-interest, in always looking, in relationships specifically I'm speaking about, is we're always looking for an interaction where we can get something from someone else, where we can use another person to fulfill our ego as who we are, as what we believe ourselves to be. And so it's very manipulative, actually, because in that self-interest, we are manipulating ourselves and another to get a certain feedback or a response or reaction or experience. And so within this, what I saw also is that is why equality as an understanding of a realization is so hard for people to grasp. Like, we understand, we fight for gay equality and race equality and gender equality and all these different points of equality, but equality in absolute terms, as far as who we are as our nature in equality and oneness, is so hard for us to understand because we exist as self-interest. Our only concern and care in this world is about what I can get for myself, how I can feel better, how I can look better, how I can experience myself as more, how I can, take and take and take from other people because apparently, I'm without, or, basically it's just the whole consumerism way of being that we are, so this whole consumerism world is showing us who we are in our very nature is of being consumers, of takers, of just getting whatever we can to make ourselves more and feel better and to, all these things of self-interest. It's like we don't care about other people, actually. We don't care about what we're doing to other people. We don't care about what we're doing to ourselves. We don't care what we're creating in our self-interest because we just want more and more and more. And it's fascinating. So this point of equality is hard. I can see why this point of equality and even the statement, what is best for all, is hard for us to understand within our minds. It's like our minds can't process it because in our minds, we exist as self-interest. In our minds, who we are is an ego that is only concerned and centered on ourselves and what we can get from everything around us, and how we can make ourselves out to be better, and how we can make ourselves out to be the best and the winner and better than other people. And we don't give a shit about what's actually going on in this world. And so that is why equality and what is best for all is so hard for people to understand, because there is no self-interest. There is no personal gain. I mean, there is, if you actually look at it within self-honesty, if you provide equality in all ways to people as just a basic foundation of living, life support, you provide people equally with the ability to live as what is best for all, self-interest is supported. I mean, your interest as what is best for you is supported within that point of equality. Yet we don't see that because we exist as just consumers who just take and take and take, and we're just like sucking the life out of everything and everyone in this planet, and we don't care. We don't actually care because we're just blinded by what we can get, how we can succeed, how we can win, how we can be better, how we feel. We don't actually consider inequality. It's like we're so busy taking, we're not willing to give anything. And we can see that in our world. Life is not being supported. Humanity as a whole is not giving life to each other. It is taking life from each other. It is literally sucking the life out of what is life, and that is physical substance in all its forms. And so it was an interesting point for me to see the last couple of days how I, within my own participation of inferiority, was actually coming within self-interest, coming from the starting point of self-interest, where I was looking for my fix of self-interest, where I could fulfill myself up and make myself feel better, and it's all about me. It's like that is the epitome of ego as self-interest. Is like we think the whole world revolves around us, and we're just looking, to whatever we can to make ourselves better. Like we're so self-centered and self-interested, and so we must remove the self-interest, as that is the cause of the destruction of why we produce such a world. Inequality and what is best for all, we have to remove that self-interest, and so people don't want to do that because we think that we're going to lose something. When inequality, when life is given in equality, all are supported. It's equality. But we have to challenge that self-interest nature of who we are as who we are, because that is what is causing this world to be what it is. Because we don't actually care about anything but ourselves and how we define ourselves. So check out destiny.org, where many are challenging this human nature that is accepted as self-interest, and asking ourselves, is this really who we are? Why have I become this? I mean, because we can see in moments when we are just so consumed with ourselves and what we're going to get and how we can have, this personal gain. It's like we can see that and be like, wow, what the hell? I am really not a nice person. I can see how this whole facade of me being this good-natured being is not actually real, because behind all of that, when I, look deep within myself and see actually who I am and where I'm coming from, it is within self-interest. And so check out Destiny, because that is where we challenge this human nature, because we see it's unacceptable and we see what kind of world it produced and we see what kind of humans it produced, and the humans are the one that produces the world as a whole. And so we must become responsible in stopping the self-interest and stop taking life and start giving life to all equally, because it is best for all, and it's best for ourselves because we are included in that all. So yeah, check out destiny.org, check out equalmoney.org as a life support system that gives life. Once we remove the self-interest of what we can get and taking just for ourselves, we can actually start giving life. And that is the point we must come to. So thanks.